Welcome back to Suncoast FYI. I'm Cassie Knoll. If you are looking for a complete health and wellness provider, Adjust Your Life Chiropractic may be the place for you. Here to tell us more about it are Dr. Colleen Ford and Kathy DeMarsh. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
I can tell you, I have never had a spinal cord present on the set before.
It was first time for everything.
I know, this is going to be really fun. So, start out by telling me, is chiropractic safe?
Yes, we've been around for over 100 years, and if it wasn't safe, it wouldn't have lasted this long. Plus, we are physicians, so we are treated to assess the whole body, so we find issues before we treat you. So it is safe.
Okay, and because it seems kind of a scary thought that you're adjusting the spinal cord.
Yes.
You know, very important, but obviously you guys, like you said, are trained.
Yeah, and we also have instruments for people that are still not comfortable with the neck being adjusted and being rotated. We have instruments such as the activator, which is a very light adjustment, and it just makes a little clicking noise, but it moves the bones slightly. So it may take a little longer to get the results, but it's a lighter way of treating.
As opposed to just being like,
yes.
you're moving people around.
Some people like stronger adjustments, though.
Okay, well tell me, because I just heard that popping sound when you did that.
Okay.
Where does that popping sound come from?
So the popping noise is actually coming from the joint, and it's just nitrogen being released. So when the bone's out of place and it's putting pinching and pressure onto the nerve, what we do as chiropractors is we just put the bone back in place. It makes a popping noise, but nothing's actually cracking or breaking.
That's a good
Yes.
good to know about that. Because I know when I was younger, I would always pop my knuckles. I still do it sometimes.
It's a
My
bad
mom would always
habit.
be like, no, don't do that.
Yeah,
so
but
you're saying it's not actually a bad thing.
Nope, and it's safe, yeah.
Okay, well that's good. See, Mom, I was fine. Okay, so tell me a little bit about insurance covering this. Does it do that?
Insurance actually covers chiropractic treatment very, very well. We also do physiotherapies, and massage therapy is sometimes also covered by insurance companies.
So if someone were to come to your office, would they have to come having been referred from their maybe primary doctor first, or can they just come to you and figure out what treatment they need?
In the state of Florida, we are considered primary care physicians, so you do not need a referral. There are some plans on insurance companies that need an authorization, but it's very few. It's more of like the HMO plans.
And so then they can come into you and you can kind of assess what's going on.
Yes.
And figure out maybe where to go from there.
Correct.
All right, well that's good, one-stop shop there. So what conditions do chiropractics treat?
We see a little bit of everything. Our goal is to treat the whole body, but symptoms that we mainly see is headaches and migraines, and that kind of comes from more of the higher cervical region and down into low back pains, very common. 80% of the population have low back problems sometimes in their life, and sciatica, which goes down into their legs, pain, discomfort, and we see those as well. We also see younger ages, pediatric, and it's head shaping, ear infections. This is one of my patient's mothers who had an ear infection.
Oh, so tell me a little bit about your story with your son.
Basically, my son started having ear infection issues at about age 2, and one of the times he had a really chronic issue, and after 5 minutes of just being adjusted, he was fine. The fever broke about a half an hour after, I'd say, and so I was a skeptic, I think, back in the day, but after seeing him crying and in pain and just that pain being relieved so fast, as a mom, of course, it was, you know, something I experienced and saw, so I use chiropractic now a lot.
For pediatrics, it's also a very light adjustment too. There isn't what you normally think of, you know, the big cracking and movement.
Yeah.
Pediatrics don't have a muscle structure that's, you know, permanent or close to it then, that doesn't have a memory. So it's miracles you could see in children because it's just 1-2 adjustments and they're fine.
Because I never would have thought ear infection, maybe a chiropractor could help me with this, but that's impressive. We talked a little bit before we actually started this interview that it was actually the fluid couldn't drain.
Yeah, the tubing, I guess, is with the younger kids is straight, I guess. And then, like what she told me, it makes it so the tubing that's able to drain the fluid, which was backed up and causing the pain.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the eustachian tube is straight across instead of an angle that drains into the back of the throat and that, and it just doesn't have the response to drain, so the adjustment allows the nerve to tell the organ
Yeah.
do what you're supposed to, and the body is meant to heal itself, and
Wow.
it does. We just help.
You help it along.
Help it along.
That is amazing. Oh my goodness. Well, I feel like we could talk about this all day because I'm very interested in this as well, but I think our time is actually up. Where can people go for more information about this?
So you can go on to our website. It's aylchiro.com. We're also in Lakewood Ranch here, so we're local.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. I'm glad your son is feeling better.
Yes.
And thank you for coming
having
on the show.
us.
And stay tuned to Suncoast FYI. Thunder by the Bay Festival is coming up in a few weeks, and we'll have those details after the break. So stay tuned.